Okay. Hi, hello. So I made these a while back, and I said I was going to do some sort of a crafting video in the near future. So I decided I'll take you through this. There might be some cuts here and there depending on what type of work it is, but we're gonna see if we can just do the whole thing in one go. So the first step, this is a McDonald's. This is the McDonald's Happy Meal toy they currently have out. It's just they're just doing McDonald's stuff. I'm not really happy with them doing this, but I like to use the materials where I can. So what we do is we first open the box here as easily as we could. Just like that. Like, straight that out. Take our scissors, which I have right here. And then we're going to cut along. Just cut along these lines here. Clean them up, you know? And anything left over, we just recycle. I was thinking about making like a 4-part book for this one this time. But if I'm going to put these in junk journals, I don't want them to be too big. And also, we got the smiley faces on both sides. There's no reason to do multiple parts. And if it's not perfectly straight, that's fine. Just want to get it as cleaned up as possible. Hear noises in the background. My dog is coming in and out of the patio area. It's a nice day, so he wants as much sun as possible. Well, it's a nice day without feeling like we're gonna melt. I swear, like the last few days have been kind of excruciating. Okay, so the next step that we do is we're just going to glue. I know, exciting. We're just going to take this Elmer's glue I have. I just use the extra firm for this part. I know you can use better glue, but this works just fine. It's paper. I'm not doing it on a smooth side. Whoa. I just glue down as much as I can. I try to get the edges, because those are going to be the part that shows the most. Try to make sure I get this middle part, because I need that to be strong. You're not seeing me do this because I'm leaning in too much. There we go. And this just adds strength to the paper, because there's all these little divots and stuff that are kind of weak points. And it makes the inside look like one solid color. I'll just glue it down. It's probably going to take like an hour or two to make, so enjoy the ride, I guess. We're already 3 minutes in. But I already had a bunch of stuff laid out and ready to go. Since this is the same size as these, I'm actually going to use some measurements from these to speed up some of the process, because usually last time I had to wait for this to dry before I was able to like straight up cut it out, because you want to let it dry a little bit so it doesn't warp. I also decided I wanted to use this pink paper this time because I think it's really pretty. I could use like another golden arch style white with flecks, but I don't want to. I want to use the pretty stuff. And this is a good way to like use up the material. The reason why it's been so long since I made another one of these is because I usually only get the Happy Meal when... Okay, backtrack. So I usually don't get McDonald's. I'm not too much of a fan of them, like for their CEO stuff. But it's one of those things where it allows me to have some sort of a comfort with my PTSD and stuff. Because I had it a lot when I was a kid for a good time. So I still have it sometimes, just very rarely. And then I do, oh, I wanted to also say, I took off this part last time, right here. I took them off right here. But I didn't like how that looked with the two sides like that. I didn't like those. So I'm just not going to do that this time. I want it to be just a little smaller. I think that looks better. We're going to let that sit to the side for just a moment. What was I saying for McDonald's? Oh. I don't like what they're doing. But I do use it a bit as a comfort. And I use their app, and after you buy so many French fries or after you buy so many sodas, it ends up basically giving you a free Happy Meal. So then I'm like, oh cool, I get a free Happy Meal. I can play with the toy. Alright, so this is going to be either 13 centimeters if I want to get real close, or I'll probably do 5 inches. So we're going to do 5 inches by, what was the height that I used originally? 5 by 3.5. But it was just one of those things that made me kind of happy, and then you also get like a free Happy Meal after you do it for a little while, so, you know, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here while I go cut up these papers. We need 2 of each size, because we're making 2. I'm over at my guillotine. I do not have a camera over here, or I would take it over here. We're gonna do 5. And since it's 3.5, we're actually gonna start by 5 and 5 by 7. So I could just do 3 cuts instead of doing, like, it's just easier. And then we'll do 3.5. That's our 2 pink. You can't see what I'm talking about because I'm all the way over here. I'm just going to do this real quick. But yeah, like, I get like we want to try to lower corporate bullshit, basically. I did that wrong. My bad. But at the same time, you need to also worry about your own well-being. Like, I try not to shop at Walmart, but there's certain things you can only usually get at Walmart, so I kind of have to shop there for them. It's just life. You have to, like, check and balances. One place where I basically have completely stopped shopping at is Target. But that's because they went back on their Black Lives. They went back on their, my phone made a noise. They went back on Black Lives. They went back on, they started becoming more and more fat-phobic. They started, lessening their pride line to the point where they don't even want to say names anymore of, like, different flags and stuff. And I get, like, you want to kind of do that sometimes for, like, publicity reasons. But there's also a point where it's just disrespectful. When you walk back like that, you're just proving you care more about your, like, public political image than you do about people's lives. And that's just not okay. Like, I both understand it from political reasoning, and I freaking hate it from a political reasoning. I know there's nothing on the screen right now, but I'm here. I'm just cutting paper. I'll be back. I promise. I'm almost done. But, like, there's points where, like, if there's something that's only at Target that you need for your health, I'm not gonna blame you for going to Target. I'm gonna blame Target for, like, getting the sole priority over it to force people to go there, but I'm not gonna blame you for going to Target. Just like I won't blame other people for using Walmart when they have to, or Target. Not Walmart, or McDonald's, or anywhere else. It's just if there's a good alternative and you're not taking that alternative, I'm gonna get a little cranky. Okay, so we got our paper cut. I have all the leftovers over there. I'm actually I need to grab those because I need to use some of those on the inside. But we got our paper cut up, and we got I'm gonna grab it all actually. Why not? And we got the base part glued down. It's already been 10 minutes. I'm trying to go through this process quickly. You just cut this part out. And like think about like someone who actually genuinely loves McDonald's and their overall stuff. Like picture getting this as a gift or just an added thing to a gift. Or even sticking in a McDonald's gift card. You know? I think that would be great. Always a pain kind of to cut out, but that's okay. We're just going to do our best. One of the easiest way to do this is to actually use the ridge of the previous cardboard to guide your scissors for you. You know? There we go. That's one piece. And we're going to do the other piece. But I'm very big on like if you get like food related things and it comes with very nice packaging and you're like, wait, that could be used as a notebook. Make the goddamn notebook. It's okay. It's just paper. It's just some glue. It's just some thread. Everyone's like, yeah, but it takes years. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I learned to cut like this because I use so if you look closely, there's actually a ridge there. And what I'm doing is I'm using the scissors to guide me through that ridge. I'm not trying to cut straight. I'm trying to cut along the ridge. Because we want this to be matching the cardboard here. Every once in a while I go over it a little bit, but that's okay. Like, this is the whole point of something being handmade. And then... look at that. I got more scraps to deal with. I actually go through these and I pick out which ones I can use for other projects and things, and then I toss them later. I did not get stickers this time, which was slightly annoying, but that's okay. Some have stickers, some don't. So now we're going to grab one of our bold folders. I have 3 here. And we're just going to fold this over. ten times because we got 5 pages for each booklet, which is more than enough. I've been going back and forth on doing videos like this. I kind of enjoy crafting quite a while, and I usually got like YouTube or a podcast or something going on. And it's nice, but I figure people are always like, wow, that's so cool that you made that. I wish I could do something. You can. Like, yeah, I have a guillotine to cut paper, but you can use scissors. You can measure out something with a ruler, you know? None of this is, you saw how I was just like, oh, well, this is on here with this. It's all rough measurements, and yeah, it's going to take you a while the first time to making stuff like this, but it's literally just some glue, some paper, it's not even a lot of paper, and some thread. And the thread you'll see in a minute, because I'm going to use that to bookbind this. I'm going to use an awl to, you know, get through the pages easier. Which again, you don't need an awl. You can literally just use like a kitchen knife if you really wanted to. I don't really suggest that because it will dull your knives. Metal and paper do not get along. Wood is stronger than metal. Wood will slowly destroy your metal. Which sounds weird, but it actually is. It also breaks more often than metal does. So now we're just going to go through and get our spray here. I spray the ink pad just to make it a little bit wetter so it takes ink better. We're just going to ink quickly through all of these pages. And I might do a jump cut here because I don't feel like anyone wants to sit through this. But we can also have a talk about shit too, you know what I mean? This is such a long part of the process. I'm tempted to leave it here so you can actually see just how long this part of the process is. It takes a lot of effort to do this. And a lot of people just zoom through it all, and I feel like a lot of the crafting stuff, you kind of got to see some of it. And yeah, if you want to skip ahead in the video, that's fine. Do you. You gotta think about your own well-being and stuff. And I'm not mad if you do that. I do it too. Sometimes. It really depends. Sometimes I'll just mute the video and then let it sit because I want to make sure that the person who crafted the video gets the best process, you know? Anyway. So then I just do this for a little bit. And I don't know what else to talk about. So we will jump cut until I'm done inking all of this, including these. And like I said, you just, like, I do always think about sitting through the whole process, but then I had to find something to talk about for the whole process. I don't think I could do that. So I'll be back. Oh, wow, look at that. We're already here. Okay, alright. I got the main inking done. There's a couple other pieces I have to get done next. And I have my thread, if I can grab it. It's my thread. You need to know where my round needle has gone. It's fine. We have our thread and our needle, and we have our awl. So what we're going to do now is we're going to link up these pages a little bit. So we got red, red, green, green, goldish, goldish, more yellow, and then we have our outside pieces here, which I'm thinking I kind of you want to make it look good. So I think I'm going to do it this way, just so there's some variance between that pink and the end. Look at this one too. It smells like coffee in here right now just because I did so much. I was working on a little landscapey project that'll probably be shown in my weekly grind. It's going to take several weeks to do because I'm very slow with those. Anyway, so that's our little booklet. So go right in here. That, no, it already fits. Anyway, wanted to do one other thing real quick. Let's just tuck those up there for just a moment. We're going to rip up this paper to fit here. We're gonna kind of fold it where the markers are a little bit here. Just line it up with that centerpiece. Quick fold over. We're going to do it again, just because it's going to be the same size on both of these. Gonna give it a quick rip. Toss that to the side. Now we have our base shape, so we're gonna kind of figure out where we want to rip it here, and we're gonna do some nice little tears going on. Do it again. And then now this will fit right in here. I think I'm actually going to trim this other side just a bit more. Kind of like that. Gives another extra little writing spot, you know. So it'll be for that one, which we'll ink up and glue on. So just give it a quick little ink here with my cheap beauty blender inking device. I like how everything looks inked, so that's why I do it. Some people view it as kind of like, I would rather die than ink everything. And I get it. Sometimes I want to. I'm not gonna lie. But, it just looks better, in my opinion. I'm just gonna do some tears. Like that. Give it a quick ink up. Look at that, see? And this goes right here. And then we want something for the other side. I have these two, this was an accident when I was cutting it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our accident and make it our profit. It's just eyeballing it, really. You know? Be relaxed. Enjoy your moment. Don't overthink it. That'll go there. And on this side, we'll do the same thing. We're just making 2 of these today. I'm the type of person where I would love to get my hands on a bunch of these boxes. They just make such cute little, you know. And I know McDonald's probably like, don't market our star. But when it's literal trash, it's like, well, shut your mouth. Even though large companies like that would rather create more trash than teach people how to reuse the stuff that they have. Because if they reuse it, that cuts into profits, and cutting into profits is a no-no. I don't care so much about profits. I think that they just need a bit more than you put in. Use your time how you want to, you know. And there we go. So now we're going to start putting everything together. Clean this up. Start putting everything else together. We have to glue on the backing. Again, the reason why I have the glue in this small little bottle here, it comes out thinner, so it warps the paper less. because it is a water-based glue. If you use a water-based glue with paper, it will warp the paper. But if you use a small nozzle, you not only save on glue, but you warp the paper less. And this is like the extra firm hold stuff. It's not normal Elmer's glue. I've noticed with the normal Elmer's glue, it's so watery. It warps the paper immediately. You get bubbles everywhere. It's just not good. So I always use the extra hold. Spend the extra $1. Spend the extra 50 cents per bottle. Normal glue's gone up so much in price due to slime and the trend of slime. Kind of ridiculous. Whew. I mean, I got a little bit into. Well, this happens sometimes. I got a little bit into a slime phase as well, but I realized I only like one particular type of slime. So people are just like, "Wow, I love the crunchy, and I love that this one's slimy, and I love that this one's this." No, I only like the fluffy cloud slime. I'm okay with the clay slime, but I only like enjoy the cloud. And due to how expensive cloud slime is compared to like the sticky, watery stuff, I learned how to make it myself. And I made a bunch of it, and I gave some away as gifts for people. And that phase of my life ended very quickly because I realized how expensive it was and how much of a waste the slime was. Because once you got it dirty or even like a speck of food got in it, like I'm talking like a crumb, the whole thing could mold. Thankfully, the borax, because I used the borax solution method, would stop a lot of the mold from getting any worse, but it's still frustrating. Anyway, we have this base done, finally. Now we work on this. So for this part, it's very eyeball-y. You kind of just do what you gotta do. You line it up. You line it up kind of in the edge here. And you take your awl. I usually like to do the center first. Okay, just double making sure. I usually like to do the center first, and you just kind of like poke that through. See? And then you do it again, kind of near the top of your bind. And then you do it again near the bottom. It's really close to my finger. I don't like that. And then that's it. And then we do it again to the other side here. Line her up. Make sure we're happy with it. Close it a couple times if you want to. Like, well, make a look. And then find about where our center is. Push it through. Top. Push it through. Go to our bottom. Like I just eyeball it, you know. Go to our bottom. Push it through. Then we get our thread, which I'm going to use the red thread here because it kind of matches the, you know, the look of everything. We get our thread, we cut it down. Get our needle of choice, which is not my needle of choice. Where is my hook needle? It's a type of embroidery needle, I found out. And I found it. Concentrated power of will. I'm going to find this. If you're wondering how I was able to thread that so quickly, after you craft for so long, you figure things out really quickly. I don't think I need to tie that, actually. I'll leave that alone. So then you just go up through the center. Go through the top. A little hard to find the top sometimes. Pull it through to leave yourself some slack for tying. You don't need a lot, but leave a little bit. Pull through. One more time. Oop. This always happens, it feels like. You get stuck around the edges. And then we go through here one more time. Your background noise is just the dog and my roommate. So for this, what I do is I did it off screen. One sec. Let me go backwards. Could just do it on the other one. But for this, I go back up through and I tuck around once like this. So I go under the thread and I tuck around like that. Okay, so I went under this and around. So then I go one more time on this side, do the same thing. It always gets caught on everything, I swear. So then I do the same thing on this side, clean up my thread, pull my needle top, and I go one more time like this. And then I go through the center, as much into the center as I can. Doesn't want to go through the paper for some reason. Alright, let's flatten that out a little bit and try one more time. Hello? Okay. Then you go through, you pull it, just a little bit. And then we make a small knot. I usually double my knots. 1, 2, 3, and then we do a 4. Then I snip that off because that's what you're supposed to do. Goes close or as loose as you want. Depends. You can add like beads and stuff if you want them hanging out. I don't. This is going to be an insert for a junk journal. So, and then I take a little bit of glue and I actually just press it in there to kind of help hold the knot in place almost. Just like that. So if you look, there's the small knot, and the little white stuff around it is the glue. Then we're going to do the same thing to this other booklet. Made sure I had enough thread on here to do both of these. It actually doesn't take too much thread to bookbind. Anything really. I'm just going to pull that through a little bit. Come back over. Going to lose our mind as we try to fit through the other hole. Hello. Sometimes it's difficult. You have to look through the back part of it to get it through. But, you know, when you're done, you don't have to do it again, so. Until the next project. So then we go through again. And again, and again, and again. I love bookbinding. It's so satisfying when you're done with it because you have a notebook or you have a book. You go through a bunch of effort to make something really cool and useful, and in the end you have something that's cool and useful. Like, it's the best. And we do 3. Like that. Now I try to go through the middle if I can. Then we go back through. The reason why I do that is it kind of ties the knot on the back as well. It's just a, just a way to make it more secure. Then we do 1, 3, and 4. A little snip. Boop. Take our glue. Secure the knot if you want to. Securing the knot also makes it flow a little bit less. I just like to have it secured. Press that down a little bit too much glue there. Let me let it sit for a couple. But while that one's sitting, it has enough time for this spot to dry. The glue dries very quickly, you know. So then we do this, and then we want to clean up some of these white spots back here. So I spray my ink a little bit. And we're just gonna see how it's a little bit less intimidating on the white spot. And if it pulls up a little bit, we just ink that too. It's fine. We ink everything here. Now that one's done. One's still a little wet, but it should be okay. Fold it over. Watch. Oh, the pages stick together. No freedom at any time. Slightly dab it. There we go. Turned McDonald's Happy Meal toy box thing into a little tiny notebook you can write in. It's got so 5 pages, but 5 pages you can use quite literally 4 parts. You got the front and the back here, and since it's folded in half, you have the front and the back over here, right? So 5 times 4, that's 20 usable pages. Maybe 18. You don't really want to write on this too much. You turned a toy. Now, also, the Happy Meal only cost me 10 cents at that point because I had already bought, you know, just ambient things throughout the couple months, you know. So I have 4 of these. That's all it took. I'll go through the scraps and hopefully turn some of them into note pieces for junk journals. Some might get turned into, some might be turned into cluster pieces. I don't know. Cleanup's pretty easy as well. I have like spots for everything. And I think that's it. Welcome to SideQuest episode 1. Well, not welcome, but welcome to the end of SideQuest episode 1. Try to have a good day. If you can't, that's also okay. Like, sometimes it just needs to be a bad day, let's be honest. But try to have a good day. A little effort goes a long way.